Welcome. It's so nice to see your bright and shining, smiling faces here this morning. We know you're a choice of where you want to be, and we're so glad you chose to be here with us this morning. I just want to welcome everyone on this bright, sunshiny day. It's sun shining in here, even if you can't see it outside. So the sun is always shining above the clouds. So just welcome. And I just wanted to cover a couple of things before our service starts this morning. And one of the things I wanted to tell you is the giving letters, if you need one for your taxes, are on that back table. They're alphabetical by last name. So if you want to pick that up, and those who don't pick it up, of course, we'll mail it to you. So I just wanted to share that. There are prayer request forms on the back table. We love to pray here. And so if you have something that you want us to celebrate with you, or if you have something that is heavy on your heart, please feel free to fill out one of those prayer request forms and put it in the prayer box, and we will pray with you all week. If anyone is here for the first time, there's some packets on the table in the foyer that tell a little bit more about us, and please feel free to pick one of those up. Again, thank you for joining us this morning. We hope that you enjoy being with us as much as we enjoy being with you, and we have some special music for you.
I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking a road of heaven right now. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing freedom today. I'm choosing freedom today. I am walking a road of freedom right now. Singing, I'm choosing freedom today. I choose forgiveness today. I choose forgiveness today. I am walking a road of forgiveness right now. I choose forgiveness today. I'm choosing healing today. I'm choosing healing today. I am walking a road of healing right now. Singing, I'm choosing for healing today. Heaven, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today.
Thank you, Dawn and Red Star, Aisha, Jamila, and Audie. Thank you for sharing your music with us today. So, we're at that point in our service where not only are we choosing heaven today, but we're choosing to bless our children, the children of the world, and the child within each of us. So if you would join me in this blessing. We see you, who you really are, made in the image and likeness of God. We cherish you, we support you, and we love you. And so in this state of knowing heaven in this moment, let us move into prayer together. Sweet, sweet Spirit, Father, Mother, God, that divine and holy essence in which we live and breathe and have our being. God who is good, God who is light and love and peace and joy. There is absolutely nothing outside of God. It vibrates in every cell and fiber of our being. We are one with that whole and holy presence, one with love and peace and joy and abundance. And so as I speak my word this day, for today and for the ensuing week, I know that truly God is active and present within each one of us today. Its presence is known within our lives, within our activities. Each person that we meet, we see and salute the God within them because we know there is only one power, one presence, one life. And I am so grateful. I am grateful for the wisdom of the divine that permeates us. I am grateful for the strength and the power of the divine that supports us. I am grateful for the presence of the one within each one of us. I simply say thank you as I release this word now to the perfect working of the perfect law, which always, always, and only says yes. Please join me in affirming, and so it is. Amen.
I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking a road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today.
Thank you very much. That was really nice. Oh my goodness, yes. So good morning. Whew. It is, I'm looking for my little stand. Anything changes for me, anything at all. Someone cut a branch down on the corner the other day, and I pull up to this corner, and all of a sudden it's like, I can see around this. What is wrong here? Anything changes, and I notice it when it affects me. See, it affects us when we come to the corner of a street, and we need to be able to see both left and right as well as in front of us. And this time, I didn't have to sneak out. I could see to my left. So good morning. It's wonderful to see all you all here this morning on this beautiful day. It looks overcast here in Kalispell, Montana, but we know the sun is shining, right? We know it's shining. Absolutely, it's shining. There's nothing that will convince me that there isn't sunshine above those clouds at this time. So it's a wonderful, beautiful day, and Reverend Linda started us out with a beautiful prayer. We had this wonderful music that lifts us up and moves us right into that spot we need to be, which means present to the moment. It's wonderful to just be present to the moment. So I'll start out my talk today with I want to mention and honor that Zen master Tiknot, who died on the 22nd of January this year at 95, almost 96 years old. We knew him he was a Vietnamese Buddhist monk. We know him as such a peace activist and author, and he's recognized as the main inspiration for engaged Buddhism. So I would like to start out with something he had wrote. You know, he honored Mother Earth so greatly. He honored the moment. That's what it's about. He honored life in all form, everywhere, through everything. He said, to live in the present moment is a miracle. The miracle is not to walk on water. The miracle is to walk on the green earth in the present moment, to appreciate the peace and beauty that is available now. We are here to awaken from the illusion of our separateness. Let's just breathe that in. Such a man of incredibly deep wisdom, a man of such clarity about the gift of life and the gift that we are and that we bring through our life to this planet. And this month in our organization, we are talking about living everyday wonder. So here's the question. How does one get to Carnegie Hall? You know how. Practice, 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 right? That's how one gets to Carnegie Hall. How does one demonstrate a principle? Principle of electricity. By proving it. Go turn on a light. Go connect to it. And then how does one live spiritually? That's the question for us. We live spiritually by practicing and proving, don't we? By practicing the laws of life and by proving them to ourselves, proving them through our livingness. So it comes to this, I become what I practice. I become what I practice. If I practice the negative, I become this negative this negative whirling thing of energy that contributes exactly that to the world. If I practice a loving presence, that's what I become, a loving presence that expresses to the world. That's how we are. That's how all of us are. We become what we practice. And here is what Clement Stone said. I just love this. You are the product of your environment. So choose the environment that will best develop you toward your objective. Choose the environment you want to be in that will help you to develop and move into what your objective is. If that is, that's where we go to school or get trainings. Our objective is to be able to work in say, a specific area, a specific field, a specific job. And so what do? We move ourselves into an environment that will help us achieve that. And then analyze your life in terms of your environment. Take a look at the environment around you. Does it support that which you would choose to live from, live with, live as, contribute to, receive from? Are the things around you helping you towards success? He says, or are they holding you back? So we're products of our environment. We know that with as far as raising children. We know there's an impact from our environment, and we impact our environment. So we want to look at it. Is it what's supporting you? This is a year, I believe, that we are going to be living in the miraculous, and the miraculous will be revealed to us in everyday things, in ways that we've maybe experienced before but not noticed, maybe experienced before and not appreciated, maybe experienced before and not sat with in the moment. Now, our organization is called Centers for Spiritual Living, and the living part is where we focus. Centers for Spiritual Living. Spiritual living requires participation. We must participate in life. We must make application to it. We must practice what we are learning, or it just becomes stuff we know. So life is an experience that needs to be experienced. Not put upon us, but that which we participate in, that which we engage in, that's which we contribute to. And that's why we come to That is one of the things that we benefit from as we use the spiritual principles that we learn through this teaching. Through most wisdom teachings, we'll learn spiritual principles that we can apply to our lives, that we've discerned are worthy of our time, our attention, our energy, and put them forth. So Walt Whitman said this too. I mean, I've just got these really great quotes this morning that came together that felt so right. He said, "Re-examine all that you have been told and dismiss that which insults your soul." Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that profound? Re-examine all that you've been told, because it's in our environment that we're told things. It's in our environment that we're exposed to things. So let's re-examine as we go through our day, our week, our lives. Re-examine that which we've been told. And if it doesn't honor our soul, if it insults us, you're not smart enough. You didn't do that right. You're not really very lovable. You're not worth or worthy of better. Those are the things that insult our souls. And you know what happens when we hear those and if we've taken them in, then we start telling ourselves those same things when things aren't maybe going right for us, or we've lost we're low on our faith or our hope or our trust. Then we start telling ourselves those things that are unworthy and are an insult to our souls. So we need to always be able to re-examine that which does not bring us joy, peace, that which does not touch the compassion and the forgiveness within us, that which does not resonate with a life worth living. So today I'm going to talk about 3 discussion points. First of all, science work. Ernest Holmes titled his work, "The Science of Mind." That's what it's called. And then the teaching is religious science, but his work was called The Science of Mind, because this man, he intentionally used the word science because everything that he taught was provable. He wasn't like he made it up. He found these principles of life, principles that were provable to us. And he knew that was really important to prove it, because that means you're not dependent on what someone else proves to you or says you can have or allows you to know. You're dependent upon that which is within you, that you've embodied, that you would call your truth, that you would consider, even the hypothesis that you might consider looking into. That is what this teaching is based on, what we can prove for ourselves, to ourselves, through ourselves. So that's this science part of it, calling it the science of mind. I love that because it reminds me that there is something that is provable. Provable. And there are lots of people willing to become part of that. It's an intellectual. It's an intellectual and practical activity that we will engage in, and it takes observation. Because if you have a hypothesis, that's something that you want to prove. You want to get some facts for, right? You want to prove it. So we have to observe what we're using, what we're taking to it. Usually, if it's something that's studied. So we study, we take our classes, and then we learn this. But it's like Benjamin Franklin said, it takes more than telling me. It takes more than me learning this. It takes my participation in this in order for me to get it, in order for it to be part of what I know. You see, he wanted to prove things. He proved so many things. And that's what we want to do too, is not just gather this information, gather all these great ideas, and gather all this other people's facts of demonstrations. We want to prove it ourselves. That's how we will thrive in the beloved community. That's how we thrive, is by proving the principles of life for ourselves, to ourselves. this is exciting to me. It is, because every day, last week Reverend Linda said, ask questions. The thing is to ask questions. Well, I get that it's not the questions the answers I'm not looking for. The answers I'm looking for are not out here. I'm not asking questions of others. I'm questioning more. I'm questioning myself. I'm questioning myself. I have a reaction to something, or sometimes a chosen response, and then I question it. If it isn't bringing out the best, I question it. What is it? And it always brings me to a little beyond what I thought it was. Quite often it does. Yeah. Quite often it takes me deeper. And what happens when we go deeper? We can heal. We can heal what the deeper thing is. If I can recognize it, acknowledge it, and be willing to allow it to not be the focus of my attention, time, and energy, then I can heal it. It doesn't go away, but it becomes so much less power in my life. That's why we want to observe, and that's why we want to ask questions, question ourselves. We have this beautiful thing that says, it says it someplace in this sanctuary, change your thinking, change your life. If it doesn't say it, it's in the atmosphere in here. Change your thinking, change your life is an axiom of our philosophy. And put simply, it means if we can change our thinking, we will change our experience of life. Yes, you know how that is. You know how if you're too hot and someone says, well, just think cool. You can bring yourself into a cooler state. Or if you're really cold, rub your hands and think of the warmth. It happens. Thinking is what does it. It's a basic assumption of our science that informs our concepts of the creative process and the methodology we use. So as we think and we understand there's a power, a creative power in the universe that we're always using to bring about the demonstrations of life that we experience. Some of them, the ones we choose, and some of them are not the ones we choose, but the ones we believe in or have a greater faith that they will turn out. So as I said last week, we explored the value of asking questions. And so let's look at, what does change your thinking really mean? It means that we not only have to change what we think about, but we have to change the way we think. The way we think. So what we think about is this, that, and everything else. But the way we think, for me, is from a position of openness, a position of being guarded, a position of trust, a position of doubt, a position of fear, a position of joy. You see, we take these positions, I believe, and that's where our thinking comes from. It's based in that emotion. It's a reaction to that emotion. So we can be aware that it's not only what we think about, it's not only what we think, but it's the way we think that is really important for us to change. So changing our thinking will also we will change our beliefs and our behaviors so that we have more responses than reactions. We have a greater pause. We can have a greater pause between what has happened and how we respond to it, which gives us the opportunity to take that breath we need. Instead of it catching our breath, we can take a breath. Yeah. And observe. You know, we're the observer, and we're observing, but we're not separate from the observation we're making. We're still part of it. We're still part of what's in front of us. We're still part of that. So even though we are moving to an observation place, we have not separated ourselves out of it. We've simply allowed ourselves more space to experience this. And our thoughts and beliefs and behaviors arise from our experiences and what we think and what we believe. So now we want to look at proving the science of mind. Each one of us, every one of us, has the ability, the power, if you want to call it power, the essence, whatever you want to call it, to prove the science of mind. Edwin Gaines wrote, and one of the places we like to do this is, in the science class, you got your Petri dishes and you've got your Bunsen burner and your test tubes and all of this stuff. Well, we are in the midst of that laboratory called life. We're here. We can prove it. We can prove through our beliefs, through our willingness to have the proof in front of us. We can use this experiment to prove the tenets of the science of mind. So one of the areas that people like to, especially coming into science of mind, prove their change their thoughts and their behaviors is around abundance. Well, there's a beautiful author and class called, the class is the 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity, which we'll be teaching later in the year. But it's written by Edwin Gaines. Many of you heard of her? Edwin Gaines is a unity minister. And she wrote this incredible book because she was a single parent and she was living just by the skin of her teeth, her and her daughter, and she was down to her last dollar. But she had read enough spiritual principle. She wanted to prove it. She said this was it. She was either going to lose her last dollar or she was going to change her life. Now, she ended up tithing her last dollar, became a multimillionaire. But here's what I want to tell you. It's not about what she did. It's really about what she believed than what she did, followed it. She moved herself into this belief. She was going to prove it. She was going to prove it. She was going to prove it to herself. It didn't happen that day, but she said things just, read her book, The Four Spiritual Laws of Prosperity. It's a fabulous little book, or come to class. It is an incredible book, and here's what she's continued to do throughout her lifetime: give it away. Lives in the South. This darling woman lives in the South. She used to she drove Cadillacs. If you've gone from here to here, at that time the Cadillac was here. And she would leave the keys in her car. So if someone came by and needed to take it, were free to take it. You could come into her home with her, and if you needed her clothing, you take what you need. She was such an incredibly giving woman. But guess what her idea of the gift that she needed to share with the world was? It was not the money and it was not the material things. That was an outpicturing. She wanted to bring the idea that we could all be prosperous to the world. That was her idea, that not one person needed to be limited if they could change their thinking. And that's what Science of Mind is about. It's not about gathering all of this information. That's important. That's important. But it's gathering the information and then proving it, using it to prove it. Now, do you stop at one experiment? No. We keep trying, and we keep putting our effort in it. Pretty soon we begin trusting. And then we begin trusting and expecting. And then we begin giving thanks for what we know is coming. The good in front of us, the good around us, and the good that is always for us. But we must prove this principle to ourselves. So we know that in 12-step groups, I belong to one, I don't know if you all have, but in 12-step groups, it's about transforming your life. You make a decision, you make a commitment, and then you get support for that. And that's what this is about too, taking responsibility. We have to take responsibility for our lives, or else we're just out there like this. We're out there in the midst of it. And we're going to get bumped, and we're going to get stopped, and we're going to get shoved, and we're going to get pushed. And that'll happen in life anyway. But when we take responsibility for our life and know that we have the ability to use this power within us that is for us and all around us for good, when we know this, then we don't stop and go, for very long. We don't stop. We don't quit. What we do is quit expecting it to be something someone else is going to give us and give it free rein from within. Valerie Kerr said in her book, See No Stranger, we become what we practice. And our demonstrations are always a result of something we've embodied so fully and completely that it takes form. It's not something, it goes beyond the hope and the wish into the belief and the expectation and the gratitude. And it takes form in our lives. That's what a demonstration is. That's when we become what we practice. That's when we become what we practice. There's a little story I'll tell you about a man who went to heaven a couple of weeks ago. And he knocks on the door of heaven 1, 2, 3 times. And he hears this wonderful voice say, "Who is it?" And he says, "It's John Jones." Whoops. The voice says, not any room for you. So he comes back to earth and he thinks, well, I'll try it again later. So a few days later, he goes to heaven again. He knocks on the door, and this beautiful voice says, "Who is it?" He said, "It's Mr. Tom Jones." Voice again tells him, "Sorry, there's no room." So he went back last night, knocked 3 times. And the voice said, "Who is it?" And the voice said, "Who is it? Who is here?" And he said, "You are here." The voice said, "Come right in, because there's only room for one. There's only one of us." Yeah. We are part of, all that I am is God's stuff. All that you are, God's stuff. We separate ourselves out with things that have happened to us and things that we think should have happened and all that kind of stuff. And we find so much evidence that will support those things that are an insult to our soul. We find evidence. Let's make sure that this week we question ourselves when we listen to that voice that says something that isn't supportive of your soul. Let's be really careful and listen to how we respond to something that we give out that is not supportive of the one soul in you and in me. This week, let's question and prove the science of mind, the science of life, the science of love. It's here. It's provable. And we have the tools to do it. So I will ask you if you would like to join me in prayer. Our mission statement is that we are a loving presence, providing an environment for individual spiritual growth and prosperity. And so allowing the body to relax exactly where we are in this moment. Just right where we are, let your body relax and allow the breath of God, which is the breath of life, one life, move through us and in us. Allow yourself to feel that presence. The breath of life within you, God. And let's expand that idea and that feeling and that knowing that that presence is around us. It's behind you. It's in front of you. And on both sides of you. It is above and below us. For this presence is everywhere. And knowing that this presence is goodness. It is holy. It is love. It's forgiveness. It's guidance. And it's the creative expression of the soul. And knowing that the questions we may carry this week, that we may ask ourselves, are not to reveal that which is wrong with us, but to express and create space for that which is right about us. That which is right, that which is the wholeness of God, that which is that which we are created out of, the holy, the good. And if there is forgiveness to engage in this week, oh, what a blessing, for it lightens our load. And as we allow regrets to fall away, it too lightens our load. And if we need look at them again, let us just look at them as lessons we've learned. That we no longer need to repeat, but lessons we've learned. And allow the wisdom of the soul to come forth and guide us. Allow the strength of the heart to bring us into that space of strength and power. Of I know that I know, and I am that I am. And that we are but one. And may the work that we do, may whatever service we provide this week, and the service we receive, and that which is given to us, that which is shared to us this week, may it all be blessed. May it all be blessed with great gratitude and great love. And together we say, and so it is, and so it is forever. Amen.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole. Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love, healing. heart, allow me to see beauty and love lives in me. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy. We are Holy Spirit divine. Come to me. We are holy, feeling my love, healing me. We are holy, open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love lives in me. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. We are whole. We are whole. We are whole.
We are truly holy and whole, aren't we? All of us who are watching, all of us who are here today, we are whole. So we've come to that place in our service where we get to put into practice the law of circulation. For those who are here in the sanctuary, there is a basket on the back table. For those of you who are watching us online, if you go to our website, there's a donate button there, and you can support us that way as well. So I'd like to ask you now to take your tithe, your gift, your offering, not only in your hand, but in your heart, and know with me this prayer of spiritual giving and receiving. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me, multiplied abundantly. And so it is. So I want to thank everyone who has joined us online today. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your presence, and we hope you come back and spend time with us again. Thank you.